This great event continues. As I say, I was watching some of the outside tables. It got very tense as the matches sort of get towards a conclusion. You can feel it. I was watching very close up there on the side, and you can really sense the tension in the air. So here we go. It's a race to 9. Darren Appleton, Ko Ping Chung.
Darren Appleton wins the leg.
It's going to be Darren Appleton who gets this match underway.
First rack, Darren Appleton to break.
No shot on the blue too, but if you look at where the balls go, it didn't look like it was that hard of a break. It was a slight miss hit because there is an unwritten rule where there's got to be a forceful break, so we'll keep an eye on that. Decided to kick at the ball. Great kick shot there from Appleton. Using that wall of balls to play the hook. There's not many a player that will outsmart Daz when it comes to the safety side of 9-ball pool. That's one of his biggest strengths.
We've already seen this week, certainly the matches I've been covering, some of these early racks can be very significant psychologically. A couple of slip-ups we've seen players make and they haven't always recovered from it. So okay, it's race to 9, but you always want to start well.
Trying to use the balls in the centre of the table. I'd like to take that one again. That's about 3 feet short. Just look at all them balls in the centre to not get the hook there. Well, you see he's nowhere near the hook. It's kind of a big pocket, isn't it? As long as he hits the rail here, Dave, this ball will go in off the brown 7. Played to perfection. That will hurt Appleton because it was such an easy safety shot, and I was just bigging him up as well, saying he's one of the best safety players I've ever seen. Also, what you were saying there, Dave, as well, the early racks, they just settle you in. It is so important. If you get opportunities at the table, try not do anything silly, just stay in the game. Don't play poor shots.
His brother Ko Ping Chung's 8-5 now against Roland Garcia.
He has mean eyes when he's playing pool, does Ko Ping Chung. Down the barrel of the cue. We're going to take a bit of care on these shots. He's done all the hard work in the rack. Just a couple of balls left, but these 8 balls, these particular situations,
Welcome to those of you joining us on day 3 of the Whirlpool Championship here in Jeddah. This is the first rack of the match between Ko Ping Chung and Darren Appleton for a place in the last 64. And Ko is surely going to take it. There's the 9.
Ko Ping Chung.
Yeah, it was a safety error actually from Darren Appleton that led him in. And Ko looking very assured to take the opening rack. It's already been a busy day here. And it's really hotting up this competition. And this is a match I think we've all been looking forward to. Darren Appleton, of course, former champion back in 2012, one of the legends of the game, against the current US Open champion in Ko Ping Chung. Got to say, he looked very confident there. Carl taking those out.
Yeah, the opening shot, and then even the shot on the 8 ball, just to slide over and make sure you don't go and leave the cue ball on the rail or find the middle pocket. You've still got to hit them nice.
So Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz, this was him completing victory out on table 10. That's been a bit of a graveyard, that table, actually, for some of the top names. Not for FSR, though. It's beaten Carl Amoroto 9-5.
Yeah, it's actually a good little table to play on because we have the 3 feature tables, then we have 2 kind of big of arenas with 6 tables in each, and then there's one just behind where we do the top of the show. That is the table that Ruiz played on, and it was a good win in the end. Amoroto, young Filipino, dangerous player.
I was also watching Ralph Suke earlier. He's actually 7-5 down in his match. We'll keep you across the
Rack
scores,
2.
but here we go. Rack 2.
Ko Ping Chung to break. Leading by 1 rack to 0.
This is the 1 ball. Whenever you get a dry break, you scan around that table to see what you have left, and he's not left a great deal. So even though he's not potted a ball, he can sit in his chair and feel fairly comfortable for the moment.
Push out called. Ko, it's your choice.
Over on table 2, the other British player, Chris Mellon, is in action. He's playing Singapore's Aloysius Yap. It's actually Yap 8, Mellon 7. Yap is at the table with an opportunity. Ko Ping Chung playing the safety shot. Now I was getting a bit excited with the Mellon match there, so I missed. Did Ko Ping Chung play the rollout and Appleton put him back in? Is that what happened? Because if he did, he's missed a trick there, Daz. Yeah, I think Appleton must have just touched the cue ball. Ko Ping Chung just got down and played the hook. He was always going to play that shot.
Extension
Look at the balls
called.
he could get behind. Kicking 2 rails. A lot of balls on the table, so that means good things can happen. But he is slightly jacked up. To hit a rail. A ball needs to hit a rail after contact, and he hasn't.
Yep.
Julian's not spotted this.
Yep.
Daz knows. He said foul.
Foul shot. Ball in hand.
Daz is one of the most professional sporting players
Please start the
on
clock.
the circuit. Pretty much like everyone. Julian just had a little bit of a brain freeze there. Just to confirm the rule, after contact, a ball must hit a rail or go in the pocket for it to be a legal shot. Interesting shot coming up here. I think he's going to send the cue ball into the 9 and the green 6. Hopefully stay on that blue 2. That opens the cluster. Oh, that is delightful, Dave. What a shot he played there.
Yeah, very deft touch that, wasn't it? Nicely controlled in terms of the weight as well as the direction.
Yeah, it made it look very easy. The cue ball can get away from you. And again, we go to the point you made before, Dave. You know, it's the opening couple of racks here. Takes out a nice finish in the opener. Plays a good cannon there, and if he gets the job done here, he's going to settle right into this match.
Well, I thought he looked, just from the body language, very confident as he went about his business in the first rack. Because he's got every right to be the run he's been on of late.
Just 5 balls left for Ko Ping Chung on table 2. Lucius Yap is a couple of balls away from sending Chris Mellin to the losers qualification match. One of the dark horses to win this event, Yap, a former US Open finalist. Cue ball looks good for the 9. Yeah, he's put it in a pretty much unmissable spot. It's been a good match, this one, between Yap and Mellin. Pretty much going to the depth.
So 2 9s, who's going to pot it first? Because no shot clock on table 2. Yap just composing himself. Ko Ping Chung might, well, in fact, Chris Mellin go over to shake hands.
Ko Ping Chung
As Ko Ping
wins the
Chung
rack.
knocks in the 9.
Bit of drama on table 2. Chris Mellin is fuming with something. He's shaking his hand. Shaking his head while he shakes his hand. They're still talking. Don't really know what's going on here. Something is going on. There's drama on table 2.
Got one of those sort of forced, well, it was a forced smile. The smile's sort of kind of gone now, isn't it?
Do you know what happened there, Dave? I'm trying to get my head around what's gone on. I don't really know.
Well, like you say, I don't think he was happy about something. He just shook his hand before Yap, got down and attempted to pot the final ball.
He's not guaranteed to pot the 9, of course. It's 8-7, but he was having a good old argument with Yap about something. We'll try and get you the scoop.
Yeah, I don't know whether... I mean, I don't know whether he thought he was tagging too long. I don't know, but the fact is, at some point he was going to play it. Anyway, the result is 9-7, and we'll try and find out. Carl has his spies backstage. I'm sure we'll find out eventually what that was.
They're already working on the job now, Dave.
Well, while that was going on, Ko Ping Chung again
Ko Ping Chung to break.
was very
He'd
assured
about
in
2
taking
racks
out
to 0.
that second rack. So 2-0 in this race to 9. It's really good if he's on this 3.
Looks very tight through to the red 3, and I've got it on good authority that Chris Mellin was not happy with the amount of time Yap was taking on the 9. But I don't really see it being a big issue, Dave, to be honest. I mean...
Well, it was the last ball. I mean, if it was like rack 3, OK, but it was to win the match, so you can kind of understand him, getting ready to play it.
Yeah, a bit of a crazy moment there. But I know Mellin's got a limp as well, so I don't know what's going on with his foot. Anyway, there's all sorts going on here. It's a big day, Judgment Day, the World Pool Championships, as Chung goes airborne. Big favourite to play the jump shot and make it. Might have to play the bank if you can't get to the pot.
Yeah, just on Mellin, we were told this morning he thought he had gout, so he consulted a local doctor, so obviously that wasn't the best preparation.
Yeah, I've never had it, but I believe it's very painful. Well, let's hope he gets himself sorted, because he'll be back this evening. play LQ, losers qualification round. If you're unsure about the format and what we're talking about, it's actually not that difficult. 128 players start the event. They're all trying to play double elimination rounds to make the final 64, so we lose half the field. 32 of them players will be undefeated. 32 will have one loss, but then it starts again. It becomes single elimination. So the undefeated will be drawn against the one lost players. And we go from final 64 to the final race to 11 and the final race to 15.
Ko Ping Chung, I mean, obviously there's a shot clock here, but he's not going to be incurring the wrath of anybody for taking his time, for sure. He's really getting on with it.
Yeah, it's always going to serve you well, that playing natural speed, your natural game, and boy, he's looking good.
Yeah, very dominant display so far, not really put a foot wrong. Ko Ping Chung, a great start for the US Open champion against the great Darren Appleton at the first break. He's leading in this race to 9 by 3 racks to 0.
About 4 minutes.
Welcome back to Jeddah. It's day 3 of the World Pool Championship. Ko Ping Chung against Darren Appleton. And before the match, we caught up with both players.
I really like this country, and here people are very kind. Just outside very hot. I think this amazing arena, and I'm very happy I can play here.
I think this setup's the best that Matchroom's ever produced by a mile. Everyone's really welcome. It's a good atmosphere and everyone's very happy.
Very exciting. I hope I play TV table. I think it's very special TV table. I feel I'm very focused, so I hope next game I can play same.
Yeah, I've known Ko Ping Chung a long time. I played him when he was like 16, 17 years old in the Philippines, probably going back 15 years. And I knew then that he was going to be a top player, and obviously he's proven that. He's multiple world champion. I've got to be at my best today to have a chance.
He is very strong player, and when I young time, I feel he is a very tough player. So I think it's very hard match next game.
My main goal is to get through the first phase, get to the final 64, and then anything's possible. When you get to that single elimination round, then all 64 players are capable, and it's just take each game as it comes.
If I win the World Championship, I think this is a very big title, and I hope I can win.
I've had a rough couple of years, so yeah, it'd be nice to win this one. This would be like the icing on the cake of everything I've achieved in the game.
So this is the scene at the Green Halls in Jeddah, and 3-0. It's been one-sided, but of course there's plenty of time for things to turn. Ko Ping Chung currently well and truly on top though.
Rack 4, Ko Ping Chung to break, leading by 3 racks to 0.
Cue ball was tracking towards the side. Didn't pot the one, but another ball has gone in, and he's got a thin opening pot here. He's overcut it. That was a good match from yesterday, Dave, wasn't it? I was sat commentating with Phil, and that was just being played out to our left. Big drama it was on day one.
Just to say, Ko Ping Yi won, and the other brother, Ko Ping Han, he's 8-6 up, so at the moment it could be a clean sweep. But finished in behind the 4 here.
Well, Ko Ping Chung tries to kick at this 2-ball. During the break, I went to get a drink. Chris Mellin was in there, still fuming, was not happy with the pace of play from Aloysius Yap. That's why he gave him the 9 in the end. He called him a few unkind words, which I can't repeat, but he is not happy at all.
No, I mean, the body language wasn't great, was it, as he left the arena? But it, of course, means a lot, all of this. It's the World Championship. Just to reiterate, there's only a shot clock, the 30-second shot clock on the main table, not on the other tables. And as matches get closer, I've seen a couple myself, they have slowed down a bit. Well, that was a chance, but not to beat.
Yeah, is this match just starting to slip away? I know it's only 3-0, but Ko Ping Chung looks to be hitting the ball pretty sweet to me.
Already this year's been a semi-finalist in the Premier League. Recently, last 16 at the UK Open in Telford.
Deal. To roll the cue ball forward in a straight line and leave Along purple 5, he needed angle. Yeah, I want it to be over to the left and a little bit lower, a bit closer to the purple 5. Still expect him to pop this because it's near the rail. Got to play a good cue ball. Might go 3 rails with the cue ball. A position on the green 6.
Extension called.
Well, this is going to come round and finish absolutely spot on. It's ball in hand territory, that is. Appleton will know this sat in his chair. He'll be thinking, my opponent looks to be cueing well, very well. Everything's just landing perfect.
Yeah, it's the first rack really where Appleton's had even a half chance. He had that chance at the 2, wasn't to be.
Not the intended pocket. He was trying to slide past the 9.
Well, this is about as dominant a start as you can get, really. He's looked really good in every rack, making very, very few errors, if any at all. Ko Ping Chung, 4-0 up in this race to 9. A real concern for Darren Appleton. He's got all the experience in the world, of course. Now then, if you were with us yesterday, you'd have seen on the main table AJ Manas, 17 years of age, from the Philippines, beating John Morrow in a thriller. It was a terrific performance. He's back out, as you can see, against Chang Jun Lin, and Manas has already won the opening rack there. A lot of excitement. Well, as we go to it, he misses that, but a lot of excitement around him, obviously from the powerhouse that is the Philippines. But he has broken down here in rack 2.
Yeah, that's an interesting match. That's available on Matchroom Multisport YouTube channel. One of the young guns against the older players on the circuit. Chang Jun Lin, desperate to win a world 9-ball title. Chang Jun Lin, so close.
I think it's a good time to be sort of starting out on your journey as Manas is, with the pool circuit growing and growing. I mean, it's a great, well, any time's a great time to be a 17-year-old against Cole, but certainly starting out with all the opportunities to come.
Yeah, Barry Earn, you know, Matchroom Sport, investing heavily into the world of pool. If you're a young player, what a time to hopefully see it grow. Obviously, we're in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the very first time. So you've heard us talk about the venue and seen the pictures. It's to behold, to be fair, when you're in here, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, it's a terrific setup, and we see some great pool, and we're seeing a terrific performance here from Ko Ping Chung, who's
rack 5. Ko Ping
getting
Chung
the
to
5th
break.
rack underway with a 4-0
about 4
lead.
racks to 0.
He's not been finding the one in the side pocket. That was close. Stayed over the pocket for Appleton. Let's have a quick scan around the table, see what Daz is faced with. Not too bad. He's got to get on the pink 4 from the red 3, and then from that pink 4 to the purple 5. That's the key area.
I think it's just good to see Darren Appleton, isn't it? Obviously coming back from ill health. Any former champion, any great of the sport will enhance an event like this, just being here.
Yeah, and pool players, you know, we're used to playing in events where you've got to go extremely deep to make
Extension
some
called.
dollar, but this event's completely different. $1 million prize fund, so if some of the players, you know, they get beaten last 32, last 16, at least they're cashing in, aren't they? You know, it's got a different feel about it, this event. Big shot coming up here, though. Got to get on this 4 ball. It's not easy. It's covered everywhere. Just having a look, see if it goes in the same pocket as this ball. Isn't easy to get great on that.
No, and he's not had much table time, has he? So, you know, he's not like he's played that many shots on this table.
He does have an easy safety shot available, but he might want to attack it, but usually Daz plays the right shot. Yeah, then you see he can definitely play a good hook, and that's the shot he's playing. Can't blame him there. Play the hook, get your opponent kicking at the ball. Two-rail kick wants to hit the right-hand side of this ball. Very nearly got the connection he wanted. Has he left the pot or has he got away with it? If he hits it a bit thinner, cue ball goes further up the top. Not left the pot.
It's obviously that little sort of little willing movement he did with his cue that made all the difference.
Another safety shot.
Yeah, things just not sort of falling for Appleton at the moment.
Could have maybe gone for a cross bank, like a two-way bank, try and attack the table, get the cue ball up near the 5. Decided it wasn't for him.
Extension called.
And if you don't get the safety shots right at this level, at the top level, these are the shots you're going to be faced with. Appleton's going airborne. Close. Got the cue ball running forward as well to leave distance. But I believe Ko Ping Chung can pop this ball.
Yeah, another example, as I say, things just not quite running for him. On another day, covers the potting angle.
The previous match, Jason Shaw, these big shots in the rack, just like Ko Ping Chung, he was getting down and he was knocking them balls in. The big shots in the rack. You make that big shot, the rest is just connect the dots in 9 ball. Didn't go and clean the 7. And I grazed the bottom jaw. cue ball's a little loose there. So just the last couple of strokes from Ping Chung Ko, not quite sweet, should still be okay.
Yeah, and
Ko
Appleton
Ping Chung wins
could
the
have
rack.
just done with a little bit of help from Lady Luck there. A couple of moments, could have got away with a couple, but it didn't happen. And so Ko Ping Chung marches on 5-0, just 4 away from booking his place in the last 64 of this World Pool Championship. Appleton had more table time than in any other rack, but it wasn't to be. There's the lowdown on this player from Chinese Taipei, of course, US Open champion last year. During that event, he won 16 racks in a row, incredibly. Darren Appleton, a Hall of Famer, 2012 champion of the world and twice US Open champion, and all the rest as well. But so far today, things not going at all to plan. There is still time. It's going to have to happen soon, though.
Cast your mind back to the very first rack.
Rack 6.
That's played
Ko Ping Chung to
a
break.
safety.
Leaded by 5 racks to 0.
Ko Ping Chung kicked at the ball. Des had another easy safety and he underhit it by about 2 feet, and saying that's what has led to this 5-0 scoreline. Cue ball's going to go close, which stayed over the pocket. But you know, if Daz does win that first rack, I think where he's at in the stage of his career and what's happened in his life, I think he needs to settle into the match quicker than, let's say, the top tier players at the moment on the circuit.
Darren, it's your choice.
Well, I think Ko Ping Chung will be getting this
Play
one
again,
back.
please, Ko.
Yeah. You don't want to be rushing to play this type of jump shot. Big target area here, Dave. Look at the 4 balls in that little cluster. It's hard to see how you don't get the hook.
Extension called.
Not got it though again. Just not quite getting the cue ball where he wants. As I was saying, it's one of Daz's strengths, hiding that cue ball and the object ball.
Yeah, and as you say, it's very congested. There's 4 balls effectively. Could have got behind, but wasn't to be. Just sums up really how it's going so far.
Extension called.
In fact, it wasn't easy to get on the 2 and he had to hit it quite hard. Probably why he's missed the ball. Get away with on a bit, could have left as an easy pot. He's playing the 1 into the 8. Yeah, that holds the... Oh, he's played the combo. He didn't mean the combo, of course. Just all going wrong. That's why he's having a little smirk. Just trying to hold the 1 where the 8 ball was and then get that cue ball into them 4 balls, into that area.
It was sort of half smile, half grimace, wasn't it? But maybe a bit more half grimace than smile.
Oh, look at this one, another. I miss it, really. It's difficult though when you hit a few shots and your timing's out and you're just not delivering that cue in a straight line. Your mind starts to wander. Becomes more difficult. We've all been there. Everyone's been there in cue sports at some point. Presume this goes past the brown 7. If it's tight or the angle's not easy to get on the green 6, he'll play the hook behind the brown 7. See, well, it went, but he didn't want to play it, Dave, did it? Just didn't like the angle to get on that green 6.
No, when he first got down, he sort of winced. As like you say, didn't like the angle. I guess he doesn't want to give any gifts because he knows the match can turn. He knows how good Appleton is when he gets going.
Just needs a bit of luck here. Just leave something difficult. That doesn't look that difficult.
No, he's not getting much running. I mean, he's okay, his opponent's playing better, but Appleton just needs just a bit of helping hand here and there. He's not getting it.
Many a player would have potted that pink 4 though and tried to get on the 6 before from Ko Ping Chung, so it just shows you where his brain's at and where his game's at. The fact that he can allow himself to turn a shot down an easy pot and just think, no, I'm not feeling this. That's what makes him such a dangerous player. Cue ball, he's on a string.
Yeah, he's been very impressive and has now taken full control. And even for a great of the sport like Darren Appleton, this is a long, long way back against someone clearly very confident, growing in confidence with every rack he wins, and he's won another one.
Ko Ping Chung,
Ko Ping Chung marches on here. He's completely one-sided this match. Darren Appleton just can't get in. He can't get anything happening, and it's Ko leading 6-0. Welcome back to the World Pool Championship here in Jeddah. It's day 3. It's very, very busy, and it's very one-sided, it's got to be said, here on the main table. Ko Ping Chung leading Darren Appleton 6-0. It's a race to 9. Jeremy Jones has stepped in, and, well, maybe you will be a good luck charm for Darren Appleton. He needs something to happen, Jeremy.
Yeah, he really hasn't got to play much pool, and I'll tell you, Ko Ping Chung has put that, or done that to many players in the last year or so, or reigning U.S. Open champion. And I don't know if you got to see that match last year. I think it was the semifinal where he pocketed every ball in the match.
Ko Ping Chung to break, leading by 6 racks to 0.
Whitewashed his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, just the, apart from anything else, the intensity to be able to do that is what's impressive.
Well, this kid has come a long ways. You know, always a little in the shadows behind big brother Ko Ping Yi, and of course Ko Ping Yi deservingly had that kind of leadership role, but he's just improved in every area, it seems. The long ball's the one that really impresses me. That's what happens a lot of times after the break, and not here in game number 7. Really near the blue 2 and has a little bit of an angle. May have to play a 3-8 combination to continue the run, but you don't bet on him to miss, right?
Yeah, I mean, right from rack 1, he's looked confident, and obviously, you know, you can only grow in confidence really with every one you win. So he's in again.
Well, I didn't get to see much of this, actually, trying to take advantage of the little break, but I think it was rack 1 or 2 where Darren, I thought, made a little bit of a light push out on the 1 and played a, you know, Ko Ping Chung put him on real easy safety behind the 6-9. Darren made a kick at it and fouled, and from there, I don't know if he's had much time at the table.
Not a lot, no. It's been about as one-sided as the rack scoreline suggests.
Oh, there you go.
Well, you're always looking for a turning point, aren't you? A potential one, and this could be it.
Yeah, but once you really fall behind like this, you know the pressure is going to be solely on you every ball you play. And of course, Darren's handled the pressure throughout his career as well as any human, really. Winning everything under the sun in 9-ball pool and few sports, really. So looking to get something started, maybe make something special happen here. You know, if you know anything about his story, of course, maybe just as fortunate to be in this 2024 World Pool Championship.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, it's, as I was saying earlier, it's great to just see him here as part of this event. Road to recovery.
A little heavy there, but okay on the angle. Gonna dig on the cue ball a little bit. Cue a little awkwardly with the long bridge off the side rail. Just gotta make sure this doesn't push, get a little thick hit. Oh, he's actually hit it thin. Lost the cue ball as well. Now, he hasn't shot a lot of balls in this match, but knowing Darren, I think kind of pulled the trigger a hair quickly when he was down.
Yeah, the problem is 6-0 down. He's under more pressure to make something happen there.
Just as I said earlier, I mean, every ball when you trail by this deficit is really, you feel like could be a match-ending mistake. And big 9-ball here, though.
Extension
Kind of
called.
on the fence on how he may shoot it. You got to believe he's probably going to dig on the cue ball. That way he can let the stroke out a bit.
Well, that really, I think, the most disappointing
Ko Ping
rack of them all
wins the rack.
for Darren Appleton, the one he was closest to winning, but like the previous 6, it's gone against him. So Ko Ping Chung presses on to 7-0. Surely he's going to be the man who puts his place in the last 64 as we go across the arena towards table 1, where Billy Thorpe is taking on Moritz Neuhausen. It's a 5-1 to Billy Thorpe.
people, most of us that know Billy and has kept up with him, and really good dude, but really day in, day out playing his best pool that I've ever seen in his career, and made a few changes and on and off the table, and I tell you what, they're paying some dividends.
Without that little flick on the green, but he's in a strong position. It's Billy Thorpe, 5-1. Remember, these are races 2-9, and that continues on table 1. You can of course watch that on Matchroom Multisport YouTube channel. Yeah,
we had a lot of close matches in that first wave of winners qualification.
By 7 racks to 0.
For the most part, anyways, and seems a little different in this second wave. Quite a bit of separation between some players.
Push out called. Darren, it's your choice.
A long time to decide to play that himself, Appleton. Just okay, I think.
Yeah, nothing easy here. I don't think the 2 slides by the 8.
Extension called.
Second glance, I think now may have to use a little of the side rail, but I think it does play.
Well, I said it looked okay, but what a terrific pot that is from Ko Ping Chung. What a chance.
Yeah, nice shot there, really pinching the angle off on the red 3. And now, after a really nice 2 ball, see how these lie, or lay rather, excuse me, and should get to the hill with the biggest lead we've seen.
Well, we were looking forward to the match, a legend of the game against one of the current best in the business. Not sure anyone really saw this scoreline coming, though.
No, absolutely not. I don't think you would see that scoreline coming with any of these matches going on today, but that's just how special a performance it's been from Ko Ping Chung. Just very limited mistakes from Darren with a few chances.
Yeah, this is terrific
Ko Ping
stuff,
Chung
isn't it,
wins
from
the
Ko
rack.
Ping Chung on the hill, 8-0. What a performance from the man from Chinese Taipei. And what a confidence boost going into the last 64, as he surely will be. Certainly one to watch here for the rest of the week. As we go over to table 2, AJ Manas, who we enjoyed watching yesterday. He's playing Chang Junlin, who's 4-2 up. Chang 4-2 up here. Manas, of course, just 17. He's going to get a chance. Well, in fact, he's covered in maybe the jump shot, but he was very impressive yesterday because played John Morrow, beat him 9-8. When the pressure came on, he was actually pretty cool at the end. To put it this way, this will not be his last World Championship, whatever happens the rest of the week.
Yeah, I was just talking to one of the guys that are attached with the Marboys back there in the Philippines, and just was telling them how impressed I was with AJ in all kinds of departments yesterday, and more than really the cue delivery.
Well, if you've got a bit of fortune on your side as well, you'll go a long way. You've already got the skill. So he's in there in the 7th rack, trailing 4-2 as we go back to the main table.
Ko Ping Chung to break,
for what could
leading
well
8
be
racks
the
to
last
0
rack here.
on the hill.
Oh, wow. And he raises the hand. What a way to
Wins
finish.
the match.
So Ko Ping Chung takes out the match with the golden break in the last rack. But before that, he played absolutely brilliantly. Darren Appleton had very little look in, and it's a completely one-sided victory for the US Open champion, Ko Ping Chung. Can he add the world title to his CV? Well, he's in the last 64, and he's got every right to be delighted. He's the winner. 9 racks to 0. It's a whitewash.